Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how to make a tailor's hem out of scraps. After every sewing project I am left with tons of scraps, but instead of throwing them away, I keep them in a basket for projects like this. To start off, you'll need thick cardboard. You can either use multiple layers and glue them together, or a thicker kind if you have one. I cut out a round shape as my base and tape my two pieces together to create a thick, non-bendable base. It's important to have a strong base as there will be some kind of pressure against it. It also doesn't matter too much what shape you choose. I made this kind of bean shape, but you can Google the different types of tailor's hams to get an idea what shape is helpful. I then just simply tape the two pieces together. Once done with that, I take some highly elastic jersey that I had laying around and cut out a piece that is around 2 to 3 centimeters wider than my base piece. It also doesn't matter what color this jersey has, as this will completely cover it and not visible in the end. Just make sure that it's very stretchy. A bi stretch will help a lot and you're good to go. Next, I use my staple gun, but I do suggest a hot glue gun if your base is not thick enough, as the staples will show through and puncture your fabric. I staple the fabric nice and tight to the base and leave one side open. I then take my scrap fabrics and cut them into small pieces. This will help create a smooth shape in the end, but when choosing your scraps, keep in mind that you create something that needs to be able to take in a lot of heat. Therefore, I do recommend you use fabrics like cotton, linen, or heat-resistant polyester for your filling. Depending on how mushy or how hard you want your tailor's ham to be, you fill your base with your scraps accordingly. Once it feels about right, you staple the rest of the jersey to the base and close the opening. If there are spots that aren't filled completely, you can make a small hole into your jersey and put more scraps in. It's no problem that there are small holes in the jersey now, as this is just the layer that keeps the scraps in place basically, and it will be covered completely in the end. To bolster the ham a bit, I use some felt, which I staple again to the underside of the ham. Make sure to smooth out the edges so that there won't be any visible folds on the top side. I cut down all the excess fabric on the bottom. Now choose a heat-resistant top layer that you staple on as well. I advise you use some cotton, as this material is highly heat-resistant and should work fine for the outer layer in direct contact with the iron. If you are not sure if your fabric can withstand that amount of heat, I suggest you try to iron on the highest heat setting a small amount of your chosen fabric before you staple it on. Once I'm done with that, I also cut down all the excess, trying to make the bottom as smooth as possible. To cover the messy underside, I cut the same shape out of the same cardboard and narrow the sides about 1 centimeter or 2 in. I then tape the two pieces together as well. If you have a tape line in the middle like I do, make sure to orientate it in the opposite ways. To cover the cardboard, I take the same fabric as before and cut out the shape about 3 centimeters wider. I tried using my staple gun again, but the staples were showing through just a little bit on the other side, puncturing my fabric. That's why I decided to go with my hot glue gun instead. Once done with that, I put some glue blobs all around the edges and covered the middle as well to glue it onto the underside of my tailor's hem. I make sure that everything is glued down nicely and add some glue where it's needed, and voila! The tailor's hem is done. This is a really practical tool for curved seams, especially for the hip curvature or the shoulder seams. I used this already in my tutorial where I made my dress form. You can click on the eye right now, it's going to be linked there. And I hope you enjoyed this video, which was highly requested from you guys. And give it a like if you did. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!
Yeah.